I'm gonna paint a transition sequence for you like I'm talking about. So I'm starting with pure color. I'm using a dark yellow. I don't think you even have it in your paint kit, I'm sorry. And then from there, I'm just gonna put some paint here. So I'm gonna make a value scale, but instead of finding, I'm just cleaning my brush in the water. Instead of finding middle gray in the middle, so now I'm putting down white on white paper. So I'm going to be bringing this from yellow to white. We did this in my drawing class with colored pencil. We learned this transition gradient scale. So now I'm going from white to pure yellow. Cleaning my brush. I'm gonna switch to black. I chose this yellow because I wanted you to see that black and yellow make a terrible kind of green mess. You know what? My acrylic paint already dried. So I want you to consider doing all this work on your paper plate. And when you figure it out, then do it in your painting. Notice how I'm using a tissue or a paper towel to take the extra paint off my brush. Okay, so that is the first transition sequence, which is asking you to go from pure color to white and from pure color to black. So this is in the middle. This is called tinting the white paint. This is called shading the black paint. The yellow paint. I'm sorry. Tint with white, shade with black. Okay, I'm gonna do the next transition sequence. I have to open a couple containers. I'll just work with primary blue and primary yellow, cobalt blue, and magenta, because these are three colors that you have. So I'm going to do a blue-orange sequence. So my blue is going to come right out of the container, but I'm going to have to make some orange. And what you're going to find out is you've got a big portion of yellow paint because you need a lot of yellow to do anything. So I'm using the magenta, and I'm gonna bring, so you're probably gonna need a lot more yellow than magenta, but I'm getting it. So I'm looking for an orange, somewhere right between red and yellow, so I need more yellow. This is going to be the frustrating thing about it. You go through a lot more. And then I clean my brush before I go back to get more paint. If I had a paint tool here, I would take it out with the tool. Okay, so I made a nice amount of orange because I have to get it all the way across. So I just want to check my video. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So now I have blue and orange. So in this sequence, if I were I'm painting where you can see me, but I should be doing this on the palette. So what I want to do is find something right between blue and orange. Oh, that's not going to work. The blue is super strong. Okay. So I'm going to keep bringing some of this over. This is the work you would do on your paper plate, and I'm doing it on my painting so that you can see me do it. You're trying to find the brown right between the two of them. And you're seeing from my painting that the blue is very strong. And it may not be the perfect brown, but you're trying to just neutralize the two of them. I'm bringing back a few drops of magenta. So I'm trying to get like a perfect, so you'll see that brown is actually a perfect combination of blue, red, and yellow, because those are the three colors I'm using. So I found that nice brown to go in the middle. So in this sequence, in one direction, I want to get more orange, and in the other direction, I want to get more blue. So I'm going to lay this out to go orange, orange, orange. So I want pure brown in the middle, and then it's okay if that dries up and I have to repaint it. It usually takes a few coats of paint to really make a nice coverage on your painting or your canvas. Most people don't just paint once. Okay, so in this sequence, I'm going from orange to brown, but what's making this brownish in here is the blue that I'm having the brown. So I want that to have a nice transition, nice gradient. So the next transition is blue to brown, and that blue is strong. That blue goes a long way. So that's transition number 2 on your sheet. Okay. And then the third transition, my water is super dirty. If I were really painting, I would go change it right now. So look at that. It looks like the ashes in the sky outside my house right now. So I'm going to paint this one. I'm going to start with brown. And in this transition, all I'm going to do is lighten to pure white. So if you want to practice this, you can practice this, but you can also just figure out, a way to do it in your painting. So somewhere I have to see you actually making these color transitions in your painting. So the idea is that you're doing this worksheet that I'm doing, but you're going to embed these transitions into your painting so that it just looks like a natural part of the painting, that you're using this nice range of value. So we are working with color value. We are working with neutralizing colors and making earth tones, because that becomes very important in landscapes, and it becomes very important in painting portraits. So somehow you have to get from brown to black without any, you don't have any white on this side, you don't have any black over here. So there you go. So you have to figure out how to, you pick the colors, but you figure out how to work these 3 transition sequences into your painting. And that is all I'm asking. Just make a landscape and fit these in somewhere. And they can be small. They don't have to be long like this. They can be short. but you have to figure out how to work them in.